Today's video is going to be a sequence of movements called Chandra Namaskar, moon salutations. Chandra Namaskar has 14 positions. This is because in the lunar calendar, 14 days before the full moon are known as Shukla Baksha, the bright fortnight. This is where the illuminated portion of the moon becomes more visible. 14 days after the full moon are known as Krishna Baksha, the dark fortnight. This is where the illuminated surface of the moon becomes smaller and smaller to us. So, like Surya Namaskar, Chandra Namaskar is a salute to the moon. It is where we can embody those 14 phases and acknowledge the tie to our astral bodies, which is the entire universe and everything in it. The lunar energy, meaning the moon's energy, flows within our Ida Nari, the feminine energy channel within our bodies. The three main energy channels yogic philosophy points out to us are Ida, Pingala, which is the masculine energy channel, and Sushumna, the central energy channel running through your spine to the top of your head. While the sun's energy flows through the Pingala, the moon's energy flows through the Ida. This is a still, cool, relaxing energy. So Chandra Namaskar is perfect for bedtime. And so let's begin this practice and we will finish with meditation. So we're going to run through Chandra Namaskar. I'm going to teach you each of the steps and then we'll cycle through with less cueing. So we're going to meet in a standing position and you're going to raise both hands in the air until they meet with palms touching. We're meeting in Urdhva, upward. I keep forgetting what this one's called. Upward salute pose. Meeting in upward salute pose. And then from your left trunk, you're going to bend to the side in Pasva Urdhva. This is a side upward side salute pose. Then meeting back in the middle, and then bending from your right trunk to the left side. Make sure you're not slouching over. Make sure that your back, your upper and your middle back is straightened in that bend, if that makes sense. So you're not slouching forward, you're just pushing back as to where that feels comfortable. Then back to Urdhva. Lower your arms and then take your right leg and take a big step out to the side. And then you're going to raise both hands in the air into Utthita Tadasana, 5-point star pose. Then you're going to bend your knees and then bend your elbows and meet in Utkatta Konasana, goddess pose. Join your index and your thumb to create Jnana Mudra. So we're going to circulate our prana back to our consciousness. Release, straighten your knees, straighten your elbows. And then you're going to take your right foot and turn it to more of the front of the mat. So you're repositioning your feet, you're re-angling your feet. And you'll see why now, because you're going to lean over and then you're going to take your hand down and then take the back hand above your head and you're now in Trikonasana. This might feel quite familiar. Adjust yourself as needed. And now you're going to pivot your back foot to face the front of the mat. And you're going to come down into Parshvottanasana, intense side stretch. If you can't get your hands to touch the mat, that's totally fine, that's not the goal. The point is to feel the stretch in your hamstring. So if you need to bend your front leg a little, that's fine. If you want to keep both legs straight, you can just rest both hands somewhere on your thigh so you can get that stretch. So option to bend your knee if you need to, if you want to bend further down. Make sure you're bending from your hips and the lower trunk. Or keep both legs straight and hold to the front of your thigh. Okay, so now you're going to come down into a lunge. A nice low lunge. And we're going to come into Urdhva Chandrasana, half moon pose. So you're going to lift up from your trunk. So remember, your pelvis is the center of your body. And you're going to join both hands in the air in that pranamasana, that prayer hands pose. This represents the half moon. So that half moon phase in the lunar calendar, you're really embodying it now. If you like to take back bend, you can take a nice back bend to really honor the moon. And then you're going to dive both hands down, and you're going to turn into Skandasana, which is a side lunge. This is a balancing asana. If you can get your foot to touch the ground, that's fine. I personally can't, but if you want to, that's totally fine. This is a balancing asana. So you're going to take both hands off the ground and meet your hands in Anjali Mudra. Now, typically teachers say pick a point to focus on to maintain your balance, but that's not personally how I find my balance, especially if you have a lot of trauma and turmoil in your brain and your body. It's going to be hard because sometimes your eyes lose focus and you can be disconnected from your eyes. I genuinely find that I get my balance by using the pose to come into my body. So if you can't get your hands off the ground, keep your hands on the ground and just take that side lunge. But if you want to practice, maybe just practice lifting one hand at a time. So keeping one hand for balance, then lifting one, and then alternating between both hands. But ultimately, if you use the balancing asana to come into your body, you'll find your foundation. So then you're going to come to the center and then come into Malasana, yogic squat. And you can either rest your elbows on your knees, or you can place your elbows inside your knees to stretch your knees out, keeping your hands in Anjali Mudra again. And then you're going to come to the left, Skandasana on the left side. So taking that foot out. Another tip, personally with my body, your body might be similar, you might find this is similar. I find that if I push my left thigh out, it gives me a steadier foundation. And if I rotate my left foot outwards to the center, I think maybe that resistance from both directions just creates more of a sturdy foundation for me, and it's easier. So you can try that, but if it doesn't work for your body. It's fine. So you're going to turn to the left and then come into Chandrasana, that half moon pose. So in that long lunge, that long low lunge, joining your both hands to meet in the middle, Chandrasana, saluting Chandra. Then put both hands on the mat, push up that back foot, coming into Parshvottanasana, intense side stretch, taking any modifications that you need. Taking the back foot and angling it so it's facing forwards towards the mat. And then placing your left hand on the shin where it feels comfortable. And then turning upwards into Trikonasana on your left side. And then rotating your trunk upwards into Utthita Tadasana, 5-point star pose. Bending elbows and knees down into Utthita Konasana, goddess. And then pushing the left foot to meet the right, back in a standing position. And then raising both hands into Urdhva, bending to the left, back to center, bending to the right, back to center, then lowering both of your hands in Anjali Mudra. Perfect. So let's cycle through that again. I'm not going to cue you as much now. Now we know the steps, we can use this just to calm ourselves down. Okay, so back in standing position, Urdhva. Always forget the name of this one. Sorry. Urdhva, upward salute pose. You're going to remember that one more than me. Urdhva. Bending to the right, center, bending to the left, back to center, lowering the hands, taking the right foot and taking a big step out to the right, raising both hands in Utthita Tadasana, 5-star point pose. Bending knees and arms, fingers in Jnana Mudra, and breathe and hold. Releasing, coming back to that start 5-star point pose. Bending to the side, placing your hand on your shin, back hand comes above your head, Trikonasana. Releasing, pivoting the back foot and front foot now lengthways on the mat, coming down into Parshvottanasana. Coming down into a low lunge, Urdhva Chandrasana. Diving the hands down, Skandasana, side lunge, finding your balance. Coming to center in Malasana, yogic squat. If you find it difficult to put both of your feet on the ground for Malasana, feel free to take a tiptoe. It might be better for your back and your hips depending on any problems you have with your trunk and legs. Then releasing to the left side, Skandasana, side lunge, balancing or not, whatever's available to you. Turning lengthways on the mat, long ways on the mat, sorry, into that low lunge, your Urdhva Chandrasana half moon pose. Raising both hands up, and feel free to have a nice back bend if you want to. If not, it's up to you. Placing both hands down, pushing up from the back foot, coming into Parshvottanasana, intense side stretch. Now on our left side. Turning the back foot outwards now, so you're readjusting your feet into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Rotating the torso up, Utthita Tadasana, 5-point star pose. And then bending down into your knees and your elbows, taking Jnana Mudra and Goddess pose. And then release from your Goddess pose, and then pushing from your left foot, so you meet your right, back in a standing position in upward salute pose. I remembered this time. Utthastasana. Bending to the left, center, bending to the right, center, and then both hands in Anjali Mudra. We're going to do one more round and then come into meditation. So meeting in a standing position, raising both hands in the air, Utthastasana, bending to the left, and center, and the right and center. Stepping the right leg out, raising both arms, and then squatting, knees and bending elbows, fingers in Jnana Mudra and Goddess pose, Utthata Konasana. Breathe and hold. Release, come to standing. From your trunk, extend outwards, down into triangle pose, Trikonasana. Pivot that back foot forwards, just meeting that front foot in the same position. Paschimottanasana, intense side stretch. And then down into a low lunge, into Chandra Namaskar, half moon pose. Sorry, into Chandrasana, half moon pose. I forgot to say, if you can't put your hands in the air, just keep them on the floor. Find your asana. Okay, and coming into Skandasana, side lunge. Find your balance. Release and come to center into Malasana, yogic squat. Finding your asana again. And then release to the left side in Skandasana, side lunge. Again, find your balance. And then rotating to your left into that low lunge, Chandrasana, half moon. Finding where it feels comfortable for you. Then dive the hands down, back leg pushes up into Paschimottanasana, intense side stretch. And then pivot the back foot down to find your footing for triangle pose, Trikonasana. Rotate your torso up, come into a 5-point star pose, Utthita Tadasana. Bending down into Utthata Konasana, Goddess pose. Pushing that left foot to meet the right. And then Urdhva Hastasana, bending to the left, center, bending to the right, center, and then meeting both hands in Anjali Mudra. We're now going to finish with meditation. We're now going to come into meditation. We're going to use Bhairava Mudra. So we're going to balance our energy channels by balancing our palms. So place your right palm in your lap and then place your left palm on top of it. So with Bhairava Mudra, you're balancing your Ida and Pingala energy channels. And you're focusing more on the Ida, the left energy channel, by placing your left palm on top. We're going to close our eyes for a couple of minutes and I'll wake you when we are finished. So close your eyes down and I just want you to focus on everything. So if you have racing thoughts, allow that. If you feel frustrated, allow that. If you feel good, allow that. If you feel tense in your body, allow that. If you're not breathing properly, allow that. Just allow everything. And I will wake you in a couple of minutes. And gently just become aware of your body and your surroundings and open your eyes. So that's the end of the class. Thank you. I hope this is a useful bedtime routine for you guys and you can incorporate it into your end of day. And thank you for practicing with me. Good night.